My son Noah is 3 years old, but he doesn't resemble my husband at all. My father-in-law, Mr. Leonard Carter, became suspicious and took Noah for a DNA test without telling anyone. The test results? No biological connection between them. He slammed the papers into my face. Look for yourself. We hit rock bottom when Eric married you. I glanced down and saw the bold text on the report, no biological relationship. The names listed were Leonard Carter and Noah Carter. I was shocked, realizing Mr. Carter had taken Noah for a paternity test. Anger flared within me as I retorted, Dad, you've been saying Noah doesn't look like Eric since he was born. I didn't think much of it because Eric never complained. But you went behind our backs to get a DNA test. He's only 3. Mr. Carter ignored my words, shouting, and what's wrong with that? If I hadn't done it, who knows how long you would have kept us in the dark. Tell me. Who's his father? You've had us raising someone else's kid for 3 years. My son is too trusting. If I weren't sharp, you would have fooled us forever. I tried to stay calm. Dad, Noah is Eric's son, and he's your grandson. I haven't betrayed anyone. There has to be something wrong with that report. Mr. Carter's rage escalated. He threw his cup to the floor, pointing a trembling finger at me. You're still lying. I took him to St. Vincent's Medical Center myself and watched them draw his blood. Do you think I faked it? We can go again if you don't believe me. I didn't know how to respond. Just then, Mrs. Helen Carter entered with groceries. Seeing the tense scene, she asked, what's going on? I just stepped out, and now it's chaotic in here. What are you two fighting about? Mr. Carter shot back. You picked her for Eric. Look what she's done, letting us raise someone else's kid for 3 years. Where were your eyes back then? Mrs. Carter froze, her gaze landing on the report on the floor. I saw panic flash across her face, but before I could react, she slapped me. Noah isn't our grandson. How could you do this? Eric has been nothing but good to you. How could you betray us like this? Mr. Carter chimed in. Call your parents. I want to know what kind of people raise such a daughter. How dare you do something so disgraceful? I struggled to keep my cool. I'm telling you for the last time, Noah is Eric's son. If you don't believe me, wait for Eric to come home. He'll take another DNA test with Noah, and we'll settle this once and for all. Mr. Carter glared, but stayed silent, while Mrs. Carter yelled, you're acting shamelessly, still insisting on your innocence. Even if Eric comes back, he won't forgive you. Why another test when the answer is clear? If Noah were Eric's son, he'd have to be related to Mr. Carter. Do you think the hospital is helping you lie to us? Just then, Noah appeared from his room. Grandpa, Grandma, Mom, why are you fighting? Is dinner ready? Seeing him, Mr. Carter snapped, who are you calling Grandpa and Grandma? We don't even know whose kid you are. Get out! Noah, confused by the sudden hostility, ran to me in tears. His crying only irritated Mr. Carter more. He yanked Noah away from me and gripped his shoulders. What are you crying for? You're not welcome here. Go find your real dad. Get out of our house. Mrs. Carter stood frozen, saying nothing. Seeing Noah's face turn red, I pried Mr. Carter's hand off him and held him close. Tears streamed down my face. Let's wait for Eric. He'll know if Noah is his son. Finally, Mr. Carter released Noah, shot me a disdainful look, and stomped back to his room. I took Noah to our bedroom and quickly texted Eric about everything that happened. His reply was just 4 cold words. I'm on my way. That brief message filled me with dread. Eric arrived around midnight. Hearing the front door open, I covered Noah and went to meet him. All my pent-up frustration spilled out. Do you know what your dad did to Noah today? He nearly choked him. Are you even going to say something? Can you give it a rest? I just got home. Let me breathe, will you? One look at his detached expression made my heart sink. The DNA report lay on the table, but he didn't seem interested in it at all. He was ready to accept it without question. By now, both Mr. and Mrs. Carter had joined us. Mrs. Carter spoke first. Eric, thank God you're back. If you'd been any later, our family would have fallen apart. Ask her whose child she brought into this house. Mr. Carter stood there, furious, but silent. Finally, Eric broke the silence. Where's the child? He called Noah the child, not even using his name. That stung because I realized he didn't believe Noah was his son. I took a deep breath. Eric, we've been married for 4 years and known each other for 6. Don't you know what kind of person I am? If you won't believe me, at least trust Noah. Eric replied, 4 years doesn't mean anything. Besides, Noah has never looked like me. Everyone says it. What else can I think? I was left speechless, realizing I had no way to reason with them. Fine. If none of you believe Noah is your son, let's go to the hospital for another DNA test. Right now, I'll get Noah. As I turned to go to our room, Eric grabbed my arm. Enough! You really want to drag this to the hospital? Aren't you ashamed of this mess? I couldn't help but laugh. Why would I be ashamed? I have a clear conscience. If you're so sure, let's confirm it with another test. In the silence of the night, my words hung in the air with a weight I hadn't felt before. Eric looked ready to argue, but Mrs. Carter interrupted. Why go to the hospital? We have a report right here. Or is Jocelyn claiming her own husband and father-in-law are framing her? That's rich. How long have you been setting us up, Jocelyn? Her accusation, so irrational and cruel, shocked me. I had never seen Mrs. Carter so cold and heartless. Realizing nothing I said would make a difference, I clenched my fists. After a long silence, Eric finally picked up the DNA report, barely glanced at it, and tossed it at me. It's all here in black and white. Noah isn't Dad's blood relative. If he's my son, he'd have to be related to him. Anything to add? Or are you suggesting the hospital faked this? I bit my lip. I don't know what went wrong with that report, but there's definitely something. I bit my lip, feeling the tension in the air. I can't pinpoint what's wrong with this report, but something definitely is. If you trust me even a little, let's have Noah take another test. We can clear this up. Eric scoffed, a bitter laugh escaping him. Why would I believe you over my own father? His words hit me hard, freezing me in place. I knew he wouldn't take my side, but hearing him say it stung more than I expected. So, what happens now? I asked, my voice shaky. Are you going to kick us out of this house? Mr. Carter exploded, shooting up from his chair. So you admit it. I knew Eric made a mistake marrying you, raising another man's child for 3 years. How are you going to repay us for that? Mrs. Carter chimed in. Exactly. I treated you and Noah like family, only to find out I was being deceived. Do you even feel any shame? I couldn't hold back anymore. When did I admit to anything? You're just throwing accusations without any evidence. What do you want from me? Smack! Eric's hand struck my face in a sharp slap. He glared at me, rage boiling over. I'm giving you one last chance to tell the truth. Who is Noah's father? If you don't speak up, I'll make sure everyone in town knows exactly what you've done. I rubbed my stinging cheek, defiance flooding my voice. Go ahead and spread the word. I have nothing to hide. Eric yanked my collar, venom dripping from his words. You think you can play me for a fool? How long has this been going on? I should have known better than to marry someone like you. I closed my eyes, feeling defeated. Fine, let's get a divorce. I'll take Noah since none of you care about him anyway. The mention of divorce seemed to push Eric over the edge. Oh, you'd love that, wouldn't you? Take your illegitimate child and leave. Get out. I never want to see either of you again. I should have gotten rid of him at birth. I was shocked. I had never heard Eric say anything so cruel before. Before I could respond, Mrs. Carter stormed into our bedroom, tossing my belongings into the hallway. The noise startled Noah awake. He stumbled out of his room, and seeing Eric, ran to him. Daddy, you're back. I missed you. But before he could finish, Eric shoved him away. Noah crashed against the edge of the table, and I saw blood trickle from his forehead. I gathered Noah into my arms, my heart breaking as he sobbed. Eric, he's just 3 years old. How could you do this? Eric's expression was stone cold. Why should I care? I don't even know who he is. If I didn't hurt him more, it was out of pity. You have no right to judge me. The room fell silent. I was seeing this family's true colors. Mr. Carter pointed toward the door. Get out. You and your brat don't belong here. Mrs. Carter threw my ID on the floor. Didn't you hear him? Leave and take your bastard with you. I wiped Noah's tears away, still holding him close. I took one last look around the room and said, Eric, just know this will come back to haunt you. With that, I carried Noah out. Even as the door closed behind us, their hateful words echoed in my ears, each one sharper than the last. After taking Noah to St. Vincent's Medical Center for stitches, I rented a room at the Briarwood Inn for the night. He eventually fell asleep, his little face so innocent and unaware of the chaos around him. I couldn't shake the thought of how he had no genetic ties to Mr. Carter. Grandparents and grandchildren share some DNA, so something didn't add up. After some thought, I decided to head to Memorial Public Hospital to ask a few questions. The next day, after dropping Noah off at Little Pines Preschool, I went to the hospital. While waiting, I looked over a chart about blood types and heredity, and noticed something odd. I remembered the health reports of Mr. and Mrs. Carter. Both were type O, which meant their children should also be type O. But Eric's last screening, one I had helped him fill out, showed him as type A. It hit me like a ton of bricks. How could that be possible? I froze for a moment, then it clicked. Mrs. Carter knew. That's why she was so desperate to get me out of the family and block any retesting for Eric and Noah. She was hiding something. A laugh bubbled up. It felt like a twist from some soap opera, the kind of story you'd never believe could actually happen. If Mr. Carter and Eric discovered this, the entire family would implode. After everything they'd put me and Noah through, I was determined to make things right. With a new sense of purpose, I headed to Brooks and Wallace Law Firm to sort out my finances and finalize the divorce paperwork. Besides getting Eric to sign, there was one more thing I needed to do.